Hello everyone, my name is Chip. Modern Taxes is often looking for a finisher. Yes, while playing 2/2s and 2/1s and ghost quartering your opponent into oblivion is fun, often it doesn't just win the game. These days the go-to finisher is the Eldrazi's, and why not? With their style of taxing and blinking effects, they are a strong choice and it slots nicely into the existing Taxes shell. As you should all know by now, I like to try out new things in the Taxes shell. Variety is, after all, the spice of life, and I've got some spice here for you today. Today we're running a green-white Taxes list, and whenever you see green-white together, you know you're in for a good time. Whether it be the green M&M, a fancy peppermint, this green and white frog genuinely asking you about how your day went, or the two greatest Power Rangers of all time. Yes, I know technically they are the same Power Ranger, but finding green-white things is really hard outside of a first aid box or an exit sign, or a road sign telling you that you're about 300 kilometers away from anywhere you want to be. This does not spark joy in me. Damn, intros are hard. Today's green-white Taxes deck. I call it Dyson Taxes. While the name needs some work, the deck's actually pretty solid. Using Conclave Mentor, we can double the number of +1/+1 counters we put on all our creatures with Venerated Loxodon and Gavony Township. And it makes the already swole Martyr's Soul large enough to trade with some of the toughest cards in the format. Looking at you, Titans. Using this engine, we don't just have to sit back on the defensive as our opponent gets out from under our taxes and takes control of the game. As the game goes on, we can outgrind our opponent with our troublesome creatures that scale up and quickly outgrow our opponent's threats. On top of this, we're running Lurrus of the Dream Den alongside Giver of Runes and Selfless Spirit. These cards can invalidate our opponent's removal and help us rebuild our board in the long games. And to ensure the taxes keep getting paid well into the late game, we're running Ramunap Excavator, which alongside Ghost Quarter can let us destroy all of our opponent's lands, and with Horizon Canopy gives us a powerful draw engine so we won't run out of steam as the game drags on. Full deck list is in the description down below. If you've got any questions or suggestions for this deck, be sure to leave a comment. If you like the video, be sure to leave a like. And if you really like the video, maybe show it to a friend. I release a new video every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And with that, let's get on with these games. Alright, we lose the die roll, so opponent gets to go first. I think that's a keepable hand. Opponent plays the Sacred Foundry, tapped. That's what we like to see. We draw the Giver of Runes. Okay. We're going to lead on Noble Hierarch, and then depending on what we draw, we might go Thalia and Giver next turn. Alright, opponent plays the Flagstones. Boom. Oh boy. Well, it's a good thing we led on Noble Hierarch or else we'd be in real trouble. Alright, they get their own Sacred Foundry. They pass to us. Alright, well we draw a Plains, so that's not the worst. Gonna lead on Thalia. Hopefully all their mana destruction is 3 mana so we can buy ourselves a turn. Oh, they bolt the Thalia. Alright, but they are stuck on 2 lands. We draw another Ghost Quarter. Okay. Ugh. Well, I suppose the good news is next turn we don't need lands to run out this Martyr's Soul. Oh, they play another Sacred Foundry. This one's untapped. Ooh, they Molten Rain our Plains. Okay. Fortunately, we have 2 main deck Ramunap, so I'm not too worried. Path isn't bad. Well, we're going to Convoke out this Martyr's Soul, which should hopefully put a clock on them. Alright, they run out a Talisman of Conviction, and they pass to us. Lovely. We draw the Leonin Arbiter. Ooh, do we land destruction the land destruction deck? It'd be a crime not to, right? Like, they can stay on 2 mana. They can pay. Yeah, they can pay. Alright, well, we're going to keep it all a secret. We're going to go to combat. We will swing in for 7. We'll play out another Ghost Quarter, and we'll just run out our Leonin Arbiter. Pass it to them. They play a Cascading Cataracts, yep, for a Nahiri. Ooh. Okay, well let's see what they're doing with that. They tick down, but we've got the Giver of Runes. So we're going to give pro white. Alright. And they scoop it up. Lovely, alright. What do we bring in? Is it Gaddock Teeg? Is that it? Nightvortem? Auriok Champion? It's hard for them to deal with. I think it's Auriok Champion. Oof, what else is there? They're probably not running too many creatures. We'll go down the Thraben Inspectors. What else do we want? Is that it? I think that's it. We've got Aether Vial, we've got Ramunap Excavator. We're pretty well positioned against land destruction, but not with this hand. The good old no-lander. Alright, we're mulligan. Oh, I want to, but this is terrible. No, we can't keep this. Alright, we'll mull this one. Yeah, we'll keep this. Put Gavony Township and Auriok Champion to the bottom. Alright, opponent plays an Inspiring Vantage and passes. Okay. Selfless Spirit, not bad. Now, whatever land we play might be getting blown up. Well, I think it's correct just to start running out creatures. Hopefully they're missing the 2 mana land destruction. Oh, they bolt the Giver of Runes. Alright, they play a Sacred Foundry tapped. Alright, I think they've missed it. Noble Hierarch, eh? Well, that's worth running. Well, we'll just cast the Noble Hierarch, pass to our opponent. Opponent plays another Inspiring Vantage, and passes. Okay, got another Noble Hierarch. Yeah, we'll run out Noble Hierarch, Gavony Township, and then just run out the Selfless Spirit. Now, if we tapped our lands a little bit differently, we could have actually got in for 2 with our Noble Hierarch. Well, hopefully that doesn't matter. And then next turn, we'll put down the Auriok Champion. Alright, they've got the flagstones into a Chandra Torch of Defiance. Okay, targeting the Selfless Spirit. Well, we'll sacrifice it, give everything indestructible. That's what it's there for. Alright, what do we draw? Another Noble Hierarch. Okay, well, we'll play the first Noble, and then we'll run out Auriok Champion, and then we're going to kill Chandra with our Noble Hierarch. Now, if they've got an Anger of the Gods, they will blow up all our Noble Hierarchs, but we'll keep the Auriok Champion. And I can't see them running Path. Alright, Talisman of Conviction, yep. Into Anger of the Gods, yep. Blow up all our Noble Hierarchs, but we keep the Auriok Champion. Alright, Aether Vial, it's actually a pretty good draw now. Well, we'll just start getting in. They play an Inspiring Vantage tapped, and pillage our Gavony Township. Alright, it's going to be a slow crawl with this Auriok Champion. Put a counter on our Aether Vial. Draw a land, that's always good. Put it into play tapped, and just keep attacking. Opponent plays a Nahiri. They discard and draw. They discard a Mana Tithe. Okay. Something to keep in mind. Another Noble Hierarch to keep that Nahiri in check would be quite nice, actually. Ghost Quarter. Alright, well, play it out. We'll hit Nahiri with the attack. Try and buy ourselves an extra turn before they can ultimate it. Yep, they tick it up again. Discarding a Cascading Cataracts. Gonna put a counter on our Aether Vial. Another land. Alright, while I do like drawing lands against the land destruction deck, I'm not a huge fan of drawing only lands. I mean, this Auriok Champion's doing its best against this Nahiri, but there's only so much we can do. And if they play an Elspeth, I think that's just game over. Well, we'll pass the turn there. Yep, they tick up the Nahiri. Discard another Cascading Cataracts. Another land. Oh, come on. Alright, so 6 out of our 14 draws have been non-lands. Look, it's a little high, but it's not unheard of, I suppose. But now this Nahiri is going to ultimate next turn, and I don't think there's anything we can do about it. We'd need to draw Noble Hierarch, Gavony Township, or Ramunap Excavator to stop this thing from ultimating. What do we draw? Martyr's Soul, which, while very nice, does not help us particularly. Well, we'll attack the Nahiri. This way, if they ultimate, it's going to have to exile itself. Or it's going to have to die. Yep, Nahiri ultimates. Gets the Emrakul. We will use Auriok Champion's ability. Go up to 21, hey? Okay. I think we might do okay. So we'll activate the Aether Vial in response to the Annihilator trigger. Gain some life. Opponent bolts the Martyr's Soul in response. Okay. Well, that's depressing. Gain another life with the Auriok Champion. Annihilator 6 goes off. Oh, do we just sack all our lands? We're either keeping one land or the Vial. Yeah, we're sacking all our lands. There is a chance that maybe we can get back into it if they can't deal with the Vial. It's a very low chance, but it's still a chance. Alright, we take 15 down to 7. Ah, my opponent has the Nahiri so they can exile our Aether Vial. Alright, well, that's the game then. Okay. Maybe Gaddock Teeg is where we want to be, hey? That seems good. Yeah, creature removal feels bad in this matchup. We'll just ditch it. Celestial Purge can deal with the Planeswalker. Alright, and then we'll just run a Thraben Inspector over the top. Run it back like that. Yes, I would like to play first. Yeah, I'll keep this hand. If we can keep Giver of Runes out and protect this Gaddock Teeg, we're in with a real chance. And 2 Vials is nothing to gawp at. Alright, well, we'll go Plains. Yeah, into Aether Vial. Pass it there. Opponent goes Inspiring Vantage. Untapped. Alright, well, Aether Vial ticks up. Conclave Mentor. Well, we'll run out the other Vial. Yep, they get it with the Mana Tithe. Nothing we could have done about that, unfortunately. Alright, they play a Cascading Cataracts. They've got the Boom for our Plains. That's fine. We are leaning very heavily on this Aether Vial, though. Alright, well, we will put a counter on our Aether Vial. Oish. Of course, that's the turn we draw the Noble Hierarch. Being able to protect a Gaddock Teeg feels good. They could just have Anger of the Gods here. We could still give Gaddock Teeg pro-red. I think they're a turn away. From casting 4-drops, though, unless they're running Simeon, which if they're running Simeon, maybe we're just dead anyway. No, we'll play like they've got it. Alright, we'll Aether Vial in the Gaddock Teeg. Pass it there. Alright, they've got a Talisman of Conviction. Well, we are going to tick up our Aether Vial, are we? No, we're not. We're going to keep it on 2. We draw the Selfless Spirit. Oh, that's very good. That is very good. Alright, well then we'll get in with the Gaddock Teeg. We'll pass it there. Timely reinforcements from our opponent, hey? Okay. And that's it? Okay, well, Aether Vial. Yes. We'll put in Selfless Spirit. I don't think we're going to win this by going too fast. We'll keep Aether Vial on 2. We'll just get in over the top with the Selfless Spirit. Opponent doesn't attack and passes the turn. All right, well, we're going to activate our Aether Vial. We're going to put our Conclave Mentor into play. And now we're going to start ticking up our Aether Vial. Surely we'll draw a land this turn. We do. Very nice. Well, we'll activate the Aether Vial and put the Martyr's Soul into play. And they scoop it up. No lands in play, but Convoke doesn't care. Good old Martyr's Soul. Ah, that was well done. Oh, I'm very happy with that. Alright, we lose the die roll. We get an unkeepable hand. The downside of running a lot of colorless sources. This hand is very keepable. We might actually just put a Temple Garden to the bottom. Hope for no hand hate. Opponent plays a snow-covered forest. Into an Amulet of Vigor. Okay. Well, hopefully our Leonin Arbiter does a lot of work. They pass to us. Another Martyr's Soul, eh? Well, we'll go Temple Garden. We will pay 2 life and we'll run out the Noble Hierarch. And maybe if we draw a Ghost Quarter next turn, we can get him. Ooh, they've got the second Amulet. Play a Breeding Pool. They're going to use the amulets to ramp it. Ooh, but they've got nothing. Okay. So if we draw a Ghost Quarter, we can still get him. Giver of Runes, eh? Not bad. Well, we'll play Horizon Canopy. We'll run out the Leonin Arbiter. And then we'll play the Giver of Runes. Hopefully this slows them down enough so we can get some Martyr's Souls out. Ooh, Bajuka Bog, eh? Very slow land hand. They are tapping it for mana though. Do they have something? A Damnation here would make me very upset. Okay, it's Nazusa. So then they get a Windswept Heath. Okay, that's alright. So they're low on lands. They've got 2 spells in hand then. And they scoop it up. They realize they can't crack the Windswept Heath. Very nice, very nice. Okay. Oh boy, what do we want against this? Mirran Crusader's always good. Bringing the Knight of Autumns over some Venerated Loxodons, I think. Is there anything else? Do we want extra paths? They'll just be searching for lands. Path is very good though. It does deal with Titan very cleanly. Yeah, we might be going down some Thraben Inspectors for some paths. All right, run it back like that. Bit of a slow one, this one. We're going to mulligan. Need to be a bit faster than turn 3. We're going to mulligan again. We do need some lands. If 2 of these Leonin Arbiters were lands, that would be a snap keep. All right, well, I guess we're keeping this one. It's Lurrus and Conclave Mentor to the bottom. Hopefully we draw well. All right, they lead on a Stomping Ground untap. Into a Sakura Tribe Scout. That's disgusting. Well, we're going to play a Temple Garden tap. Yeah, they've got the amulet. Yeah, they play a Gruul Turf. It untaps. They didn't tap it for mana. Okay. Oh no, sorry. Yeah, they bounced the other land. That makes more sense. All their lands look so similar. Knight of Autumn. Now that's what I call a draw. So if we play Winds of Abandon, targeting the Sakura Tribe Scout, we're ramping them, but it's only 1 mana as opposed to 2. I think we'll let them have it, and we can Knight of Autumn next turn, blow up the Amulet of Vigor, and if they get a Titan out, we can Winds of Abandon it. Alright, they put the Stomping Ground into play in our second main. They play a Valakut. Okay. They activate the Scout, put a Simic Growth Chamber into play. This could be Titan. Yep, that's a Primeval Titan. Alright, they get the Handweir Battlements and a Gruul Turf. So the Primeval Titan's going to have haste, which means they get to attack, which means they get 2 more lands, which means we're dead. Yep. All right, they got us. We kept a slow hand and we were rightfully punished for it. I think we keep it as is and run it back. Hopefully we get a faster hand this time. Yes, we would like to play first. I guess we'll keep this one. A Noble Hierarch and a green mana source would have made this hand perfect, but that's okay. Well, we'll lead Plains and pass the turn. Opponent plays the Stomping Ground, untapped, and runs out the Sakura Tribe Scout. Okay. Another land, please. It's a Giver of Runes, eh? So we have a choice. We could run out Leonin Arbiter now with the Ghost Quarter, and then they know it's coming. Or we could run out the Ghost Quarter, run out a Thalia or a Giver of Runes, hope we draw another land next turn, and then really get them with the Ghost Quarter and Arbiter. Although Arbiter stops them searching outright. I don't think they have much to deal with an Arbiter right now. So yeah, we'll lead on Arbiter. It doesn't feel great, but I believe it's the right thing to do. This way, if they put in a dual land as well, we can just blow it up and then we've effectively taken them down 2 turns. All right, pass it there. Oh, they play a Field of the Dead and another Sakura Tribe Scout. Okay, that's a slow hand for them. I'd be happy with a Path to Exile, if anything. What do we draw? We draw a land. Oh, we would have been rewarded for that Leonin Arbiter play then. What do we want? Giver of Runes. So they can activate the Sakura Tribe Scout and then bounce whatever we try to Ghost Quarter. So they're not silly. We will pay 2 life for the land. And we're just going to put a Conclave Mentor into play. Hopefully they activate their Sakura Tribe Scout in our end step. Do we attack with the Arbiter? No, I don't think we do. All right, pass to them. They activate the Sakura Tribe Scout. Okay, that's a Simic Growth Chamber. In response to its own ability, we're going to Ghost Quarter it. Double Strip Mine, yes. And this is why I play the deck. All right, so now all they've got is a Field of the Dead. All right, they play a Stomping Ground, untap. They activate the Sakura Tribe Scout. They activate both and they only put one land into play. Okay, it's fine by me. Dryad of the Elysian Grove. Oh, I would love a land right now. Please give me a land. Oh, it's another Thalia. Okay, Giver or Thalia? I don't think Thalia affects them too much. That said, they didn't play any extra lands, so they might be running low on mana right now. They brought in Anger of the Gods? I don't think they could. All right, well, we'll lead on Thalia. We'll pass the turn. Now we desperately need a land next turn. All right, they play another Castle Garenbrig, and they pass the turn. Okay, that's a Path to Exile. Unfortunately, this is giving them time. So if they get one more land, they can play at a Titan, but then we can just path it, and they won't be able to pay the Arbiter cost. I think that's fine. We'll pass, holding up path. They do nothing and pass back to us, hey? All right, Selfless Spirit, hey? Okay, so if they play land, they can get a Sun Titan, but they can't search. They can get a Primeval Titan, but they can't search off it. So do we care? I don't think we do. And Selfless Spirit gives us a clock in the air and can protect our creatures in case they do have somewhere to deal with them. I think we're going to deploy that, and then if they do get the Primeval Titan out, we can just path it next turn. But we desperately need to draw another land. All right, they play a Forest. They activate the Garenbrig. Yep, that's a Primeval Titan. They can't pay the Arbiter cost though. Works for me. Another Night of Autumn. Okay, well, we're just going to path this Primeval Titan now. Swing in the air with our Selfless Spirit. They take it down to 14. Just need to start hitting some lands here. If they got another Titan, I'll take another path. That looks like another Titan to me. Come on, path. Please, path. I desperately need the path, or else our whole board's pretty much going to get wiped out. Martyr's Soul. Is that alright? It's not bad. Martyr's Soul it is. Enters with enough counters to stop a Primeval Titan attack. Still dies to 2 Valakut triggers, unfortunately. Which, if they get 2 Valakuts off the Primeval Titan attack, probably what they're going to go for, but that's what the Selfless Spirit's for. Alright, they take 2 down to 12. Oh, we're starving for mana here. Okay, they've got an Amulet of Vigor. They go to combat, swing with the Primeval Titan. Yeah. They fail to pay the Arbiter cost. Ooh, okay. And they scoop up the entire match. Yes! I love it. I love it. All right, even if they did pay the tax then, we could sack the Selfless Spirit to stop the Valakut triggers, and then we just block the Titan. So they were in a real tough place. Where were our lands? Noble Hierarch, almost a land, which then means in 2 turns we could kill the Night of Autumn. But damn, that was a good game. That was a really good game. All right, we keep an alright hand, but our opponent's going first. They lead on a Spire Bluff Canal into a Monastery Swiftspear. Okay, well, I think we're just going to lead on Vial and pass it there. Opponent plays another Spire Bluff Canal, casts a Metamorphose, yep, bolts our face. Okay, Mutagenic Growth on the Swiftspear, that's fine. And they let the other red mana go, so they don't have another creature. Okay, they swing in for 6. I'm happy to take 6 if they don't have another creature. All right, we're down to 10. Well, we're going to put a counter on our Vial. Ghost Quarter, hey? We'll lead on Gavony Township, and we'll just pass it there. We'll see what they do. They play a Mountain. They cast Opt, yep. They've got a Soul Scar Mage, sure thing. And they swing in. Okay. Well, we're going to attempt to path now, I believe. All right. We ate their Swiftspear. In their end step, we Vial in a Thraben Inspector. Get ourselves a clue token. Put a counter on our Aether Vial. Hello. We're going to run out Thalia now, and we'll just pass the turn there. This means in our end step, we can Aether Vial in the Conclave Mentor, and then we can also Vial the Martyr's Soul in our upkeep. All right, they've played another Monastery Swiftspear, and they cast a Lava Dart targeting our Thalia. Sure thing. All right, they get in. I think we're just going to take it for now. Opponent's empty-handed, but they are not dead. Activate the Aether Vial, put the Conclave Mentor into play. We're going to tick up our Aether Vial. Leonin Arbiter, hey? Well, we're going to activate the Aether Vial, put the Martyr's Soul into play. It's a 6/5, play our Horizon Canopy, and run out a Leonin Arbiter. Now our opponent's going to need a particularly good draw to get out of this. We are within 2 burn spell range, but this Conclave Mentor might start helping us beef up our board soon. Alright, it's a Fiery Islet. That's a redraw for them. Yep, they crack it, redraw. Sprite Dragon, flying, hey? Flying's hard for us to beat. Lava Dart, targeting us. Okay, we're down to 5. They swing in with the team. So what do we want to block? So do we crack the Horizon Canopy to draw? All right, if we don't, can we win next turn? So if we draw a land, we get 2 +1/+1 counters on everything. So that's 3, 5 equals 8, plus 8 equals 16. So we can if we draw a land. All right, so if we block, can we still win? So 4, 8, so 8, that's 16. So no, we can't. So we're better off cracking the land then. Okay, well, we'll put Thraben Inspector in front of the Soul Scar Mage, along with the Conclave Mentor, and we'll put a Martyr's Soul in front of a Monastery Swift Spear. Yep, we gain 2 life, back up to 5. We're going to sack the land to draw. Lurrus, that's a nice one. All right, pass to us. Thank you very much. We're going to keep our Aether Vial on 3. Noble Hierarch, hey? So we're dead to a burn spell. Kind of have to hope they don't have it. We'll just swing in with the Martyr's Soul. Does Thalia do anything for us? Stops them casting a light up the stage and casting the spell? Yeah, alright, well, I guess we've got a Aether Vial in the Lurrus. Cast Thalia from bin. Hope they don't hit it. Alright, they swing in for 2. We can't block it. We go down to 3. And they cast a light up the stage. Okay. Manamorphose and Stormwing Entity, hey? Gross, gross, gross. Yep, they run out the Stormwing Entity. We're going to need something pretty impressive to stay in the game now. Keep our Aether Vial on 3. I don't think Venerated Loxodon's going to do it. No, unfortunately, they might just have us here. Well, we're going to crack the clue to draw. Hopefully we hit removal. Hit another land, hey? Doesn't help us, and they've got us here. Just a bit too fast for us. All right, well, Auriok Champions come in. Celestial Purge and Path to Exiles can come in, and so can the Knight of Autumns. We'll go down the Venerated Loxodons. What else is not particularly helpful? Is it Arbiter? They're not really searching. Feels bad taking out our taxes though. All right, let's trim some Martyr's Souls, and we'll go down the Thraben Inspectors. And we'll run it back like that. I think we're going to keep this one, even though it's a 1-lander. We've got a lot of removal. Going to play our Horizon Canopy and run out our Aether Vial. Pass it there. Opponent plays a Spire Bluff Canal into a Soulscar Mage. Alright, passes to us. We tick up our Aether Vial. Hit a Giver of Runes. That's good. Well, then we will just pass the turn. Opponent plays a Wooded Foothills and swings in with the Soulscar Mage. Hey, well, we're going to do something very silly, because they might be trying to get a light up the stage. We're going to vial in our Giver of Runes. They crack their Wooded Foothills, get a mountain, and they cast a Manamorphose in response. Okay, we let that happen. They had blue-red to their mana pool. They cast Lightning Bolt targeting the Giver. All right, Giver down, and then they opt, sure. Then we go to blockers, and we path their Soulscar Mage. Alrighty, pass it there, hey? We're going to tick our vial up to 2, fingers crossed for a land. That is a land, that's all right. So do we just run out the Arbiter now? Go Auriok into Arbiter? Yeah, that sounds good. All right, well, we're going to activate our Aether Vial, put our Auriok Champion into play, and then we'll run out our Vial. Run out our Arbiter, keeping ourselves on 18 life with the life gain. They play a Fiery Islet into a Monastery Swift Spear. We gain a life. They cast a Sprite Dragon. Sure thing. We'll gain another life. And they swing in with the Sprite Dragon. Well, no blocks from us. Take it down to 19, and they pass to us. We're going to tick our Aether Vial up to 3, draw another land. That's very good. Well, we'll put it into play, untapped. We cast Winds of Abandon on the Sprite Dragon, and our opponent scoops it up. All right. Okay, so that was good. I think we just run it back the same. Well, this hand's a keep. All right, opponent mulligan to 6. They go Steam Vents into a Soulscar Mage, and they pass to us. Okay, Lurrus, that's more life gain. That's awesome. Well, we're going to go Razorverge Thicket into Aether Vial. Pass the turn there. Yep, they swing in with Soulscar Mage. We take it down to 19. They play a light up the stage. They hit a Gut Shot and a Manamorphose. Okay. And they scoop up the entire match. They were stuck on 1 land and they were versing a Taxes deck. That game would have been sweet. We had the Auriok Champion and everything. All right, that is great. I love it. I love it. Okay, Dice and Taxes. How did we go? I really liked it. I'm having a lot of fun with it. A few things I would change. I don't think Venerated Loxodon belongs in the deck. I was worried that when you were tapping creatures, even though they were getting counters, it would be as if they weren't attacking for a turn, and it certainly feels like that. There's no point where Venerated Loxodon felt better than any of our other cards. So straight up swap Venerated Loxodon for 3 Knight of Autumn in the main. Just gives us the flexibility to destroy other permanents as well. Artifacts, enchantments, we can gain life against burn. Certainly feels a lot better than just pumping our board, but tapping it. Especially when we've got Giver of Runes, things like that. Like we want to pump our Giver of Runes, but it's a bit of a nombo having to tap it, then we can't protect what we want to protect. It just feels messy. Martyr's Soul felt really good. There's times where I want to get the most value out of it that I can, so I don't cast it as a 3-2 when really we should. Aether Vial certainly makes it feel a lot better. But yeah, sometimes just being able to get that Martyr's Soul down with the extra counter with the Conclave Mentor is just game ending to the opponent. Gavony Township. Honestly, very impressed with this. I was worried that we wouldn't be able to activate it as much as we would like. Now, for some of the games that are in this video, we didn't get to activate it very often, but there's a bunch of other games that I did as test games. Not quite as well produced as this, but I think that I'll upload those so you can have a look as well. If you enjoy watching this deck, then there'll be another video with some bonus games on it. So keep keep an eye out for that. But overall, just the taxes with the counters feels right. Being able to keep your Leonin Arbiter and Thalia as valid threats or back on and as effective blockers feels like it's the right thing to do. Now, there's a few cards that are coming out in Zendikar Rising. The 2-mana human that puts counters on your creatures. That feels like it might be worth testing. It could be a little slow, but with something like Conclave Mentor, that can accelerate itself into quite the beta, and it can also pump the rest of our board. I wonder if maybe we're meant to be running an Offenser, is it? With the bolster trigger? Because if we ran that and we ran, because we are running enough colorless, we could run Eldrazi Displacer. We could keep flickering things and getting the bolster trigger to go off, which would put multiple counters on our creatures. And that certainly feels right. This definitely feels like a deck that doesn't need Collected Company. I was worried about playing green taxes without Collected Company. No company feels right. Because we're able to pump our existing creatures, we're not having to dig deeper into our deck to try and stay in the game. So it certainly feels right to not have that and just be able to play more creatures on top. I mean, maybe you could splash it. Winds of Abandon, because we're running the Noble Hierarchs, we got to overload it a few times in some of the other games that I will post after this. I love Winds of Abandon. I think it's great. It does get around things like protection and hexproof as its board wipe, and being a one-sided board wipe can just change the game dramatically, which I guess is what this deck is aiming to do. Your opponent sets up their board and sets up their plays with what they have visible in front of them, and then we can play a Conclave Mentor, activate a Gavony Township, play a Winds of Abandon, cast a Lurrus, rip another creature out of our grave, and we've dramatically changed the board state, and now they have to adapt to a new situation. Lurrus and Ramunap Excavator, just as little value 3-drops, feel good. I'm not sure if they're the best thing we could be running, but they're doing good. Lurrus plus Selfless Spirit is incredible. Being able to get back 8 pieces that we had to trade off early and then we can pump up later feels great. The mini life gain engine with Lurrus and Conclave Mentor blocking creatures feels really good. Ramunap Excavator, meaning we don't have to choose between playing creatures on curve and ghost quartering our opponent. We can do both. Certainly feels really good, and it also helps when they're blowing up our lands. We're able to play them again from graveyard. Sideboard felt pretty solid. Celestial Purge is very good. I love Celestial Purge. It helps us deal with planeswalkers, hard to deal with threats, which is pretty good. There's not a lot of grave hate going on. Just the 2 rest in peace does lead to a pretty miserable Dredge matchup. But I mean, maybe Dredge is just a bad matchup. There's not a lot we can do. Gaddock Teeg stops their Conflagrate, so I suppose maybe we can set up a board of blockers and then just Gavony Township to get bigger than them if we don't hit the rest in peace. Also, having protection from black means we can block a lot of their threats, which is pretty good with the Mirran Crusader and the Auriok Champion. But yeah, overall, I think it's pretty solid. I don't think the deck is finished. I think it's got a lot of work to go, but I think this is a pretty solid start for anyone looking to get into a non-Eldrazi green-white taxes style deck. So thank you all for watching. I upload a video every Monday, Wednesday, Friday. This week I will be uploading a second video featuring some of the games from this deck that I did earlier. And until next time, have fun.